morning, everyone. More volume. More volume, hang on.
Good morning.
I'm going to start this morning by acknowledging the people on the YouTube call. Good morning. We can't hear you. Oh, well then, I'll wait a second.
Go ahead.
All right. Ooh, all right. That works. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Boy, am I glad to see you all. My name's Ann Hudgens, and I'm currently serving as the president of the Unity Council. And last week, I had a week full of mistakes. So the learning curve to trying to help keep the Unity process going is a little steep, so I'm learning it. But imagine my surprise when Peggy contacted me and said, I'm in town. Do you need a speaker for the 5th? And I had screwed up and had an opening on the 5th. Thank you, God. So for those of you who are new and don't know Peggy Christensen, our former spiritual leader, Peggy's been gone for 2 years, and she was in town and wanted to come back and connect. And the gift to us is amazing. So I can't believe our good fortune. Peggy, thank you so much. Yeah. So this is a day of many specials. The gift of Peggy, the gift of Hong Duk, who makes an appearance in early December. That's a unusual Christmas story that goes right to the heart of the matter. But before we get going, I have a couple of announcements that I want to make. We've got a Christmas Eve service coming up that's different than what we've done in the past. So Jim Yaw and Sharon Bush here are going to put together for us a metaphysical Christmas story. So it's the Christmas story with all parts speaking, including the manger. So what does the manger have to say to us? There's a ton of Christmas music, which is my favorite. And we need readers for the different parts. So there's a sign-up list, but we need a Mary Joseph, a star, a manger, a Christ child, a shepherd, wise men, and an angel. And kids can be the readers. They just have to be able to read. So if you'd like to participate in this, the script is available. It's not complicated, and we're going to have ourselves a different kind of, we're going to have a metaphysical Christmas. No, not that. Leanne. I think that would work just fine. Yeah. We also welcome wise non-binary folks, too, so gender is unimportant in this process. Okay. The Christmas Eve service is at 5 p.m., so it's earlier in the evening than we've usually done, but we want to make it easy. Jim and Sharon sort of sweetly reminded that we have very excited kids for Christmas, and to be able to get the church done early and the candle lighting and all of that, and let families go home to be together for Christmas Eve is a good thing. So we're going to have Christmas Eve service at 5 p.m. on Christmas Eve. All right. We also have a spiritual leader search team that will come together in January. If you are interested in serving on that search team, there's a short application available on the table or online. So we're interested in putting together a small group that have coalescing times so we don't have time struggles, and we want the perfect right team to help us find our new spiritual leader. So if you're interested in serving in that way, please fill out the application. We haven't had an art wall for a minute, so look at the Christmas quilting behind you from Pat Atchison. So she's brought back favorite Christmas quilts to create the spirit in the sanctuary. So the art wall is back. Some of you asked for notes from the community meeting, and those have been posted online. So that's the time when all of us met together, answered 5 questions together. What's most important to you? What would you like to see returned? Those kinds of things. And so we had the community meeting, and then we had a council meeting following that closely. And you will see that we've put in place lots of suggestions. It looks like the kids' Christmas stockings are filling up, but the request was to put something, a love note or a piece of candy or something in our kids' stockings. So if you'd like to contribute, the kids' stockings are there. Yes? How many are there? 9. Thank you. Good question. All right. Gerald, would you like to talk about the end of year gifts?
Sure.
Where is he?
Stand up, Gerald. I am. You need a drummer then, pa-dum. Yes. Thank you, Robert. So each year about this time, we go out and ask a few of our members to establish a foundational gift, something to start with at our end-of-year fundraiser. And so far this year, we have had pledged $10,000. Now, it's up to us to see what the rest of us can do, and we try to aim for that that amount, which is also still growing a little bit, and we'll inform you how we're doing. And it's I'm told it's not matching. It's a target that we can meet and exceed. So if you care to, there are little envelopes near the our donation baskets, and you can earmark, say, this is for the end-of-year fundraiser, and we'll let you know how we're doing. And Al?
Where does the fundraiser money go?
This fundraiser money goes into the general fund and serves to pay your salary, for example. Thought you'd like that. All right. That's all I've got.
Thank you. All right. One of the suggestions from the community meeting was to put together a newcomers group, and we have a marketing and communications group. So these things will be growing over time, but I want to acknowledge, is there anybody here who's here for their first or second time that would like us to know about it? Welcome. Yay. Good deal. All right. Leanne?
Is this one on? Okay. I'll try to keep this brief because I know we've got a lot of announcements. We're going to resurrect our craft fair and bake sale that we've done almost annually for quite a few years. Yeah. And we figured out a different way to do that. So I'll back up to the beginning. If you would like to donate some homemade cookies or breads or handcrafted items, you can contact me by email or phone. I think that information is on the website and in the newsletter. or you can sign up with me today. We're just trying to get a level of commitment. And on the Sunday, the 19th, we will have all of the items out in the friendship room, which we used to call the big room. And we'll let people in about 6 or 7 at a time to keep things safe, so you can peruse all the goodies and make a love offering donation to Unity. And that's also a fundraiser just for the general fund, but it's also a fundraiser. The other thing I want to mention this morning is the giving tree. In the lobby, so I don't know what direction that is because that wall is angled. As you head out toward the front door, it'll be on your right. There are 2 smaller Christmas trees, and they have little paper ornaments. So this year, we kind of arrived late to the game, and a lot of the organizations were beautifully and wonderfully out of need. So what we decided to do was adopt a single mom and 2 kids from within our community and a senior from within our community. So there are ornaments on one tree for various gifts that those people would love to receive. And then on the other smaller tree are some cat and dog ornaments. And if you'd like to take one of those with you, you just need to have the gifts back here by the 19th. That's the deadline, 2 weeks from today. We'd like you to wrap them or put them in a gift bag and then put the original ornament tag back on your gift so that we know where it goes. And let me know if you have any questions about that. Thank you all.
Phew. We made it through the announcements. All right, let's leave the busyness behind us and close your eyes if you'd like to. Get yourself centered. And please join me in the unity blessing. Our unity centers us in light and peace, allowing us to recognize our God within and to radiate that love to the world. Thank you.
Well, we chose a song today that we kind of fell in love with. I don't know how many of you know who Michael Franti is. Raise those in. Yeah. All right. Feel free to sing along. The song is Start Small, Think Big. And my favorite line is, you don't have to have a lot to have it all. You know? Good words to live by.
Start small, think big. Ain't no other way to live if you think big. Start small, you ain't got to have a lot to have it all. Slow it down, take your time, 'cause the sun shines on us all. Start small, think big, y'all. Wants a whole lot of money in their pocket. Big a house, a big car, big a boat, a big rocket. More money, more problems, but more money can't solve them. Everybody's in a hurry to get God knows where. They worry about what they're gonna do when they get there. I've been there before, but I learn more and more. You gotta start small, think big. Ain't no other way to live if you think big. Start small, you ain't got to have a lot to have it all. Slow it down, take your time, 'cause the sun shines on us all. Start small and think big, y'all.
I could worry about tomorrow, but get on the beach, so why not? When I'm with you, I'm in heaven in the tree tops. It can't get any better.
Think big, start small. You ain't got to have a lot to have it all. Slow it down, take your time, 'cause the sun shines on us all. Start small and think big, y'all.
Easy come, easy go, easy does it, nice and slow.
Easy come, easy go, easy does it, nice and slow. Easy come, easy go, easy does it, nice and slow. Easy come, easy go. Put your hands in the sky, let me know about it, yo.
Everybody's in a hurry, get to God knows where. Then they worry about what they're gonna do when they get there. I've been there before, but I ain't there anymore.
You gotta start small, think big. Ain't no other better way to live. If you think big, start small. You ain't got to have a lot to have it all. Slow it down, take your time, 'cause the sun shines on us all. Start small, think big, y'all. Easy come, easy go, easy does it, nice and slow. Easy come, easy go, easy does it, nice and slow. Easy come, easy go, easy does it, nice and slow. Easy come, easy go. Put your hands in the sky, let me know about it, yo.
But we need to be here for the next one.
So this has become a little bit of a tradition here at Unity. I think I've been doing this for more than 10 years, and it's kind of a weird little Christmas story, but y'all seem to like it, so here it is again. This is from a book by Robert Fulghum called All I Really Need to Know I Learned in Kindergarten. A Sunday afternoon it was, some days before Christmas, with rain, with wind, with cold, winter's gloom. Things to-do list was long and growing like an unresistant mold. Temper short, bioindex negative. Horoscope reading suggested caution, and the Sunday paper suggested dollars, death, and destruction as the day's litany. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy, fa la 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 la. This holy hour of Lord's Day bliss was jarred by a pounding at the door. Now what? Deep sigh. Opening it, resigned to accept whatever bad news lies in wait, I'm nonplussed. A rather small person in a cheap Santa Claus mask, carrying a large brown paper bag out thrust. Trick or treat, Santa mask shouts. What? Trick or treat, Santa mask hoots again. Tongue-tied, I stare at the apparition. He shakes the bag at me, and I dumbly fish out my wallet and find $1 to drop into the bag. The mask lifts, and it's an Asian kid with a $10 grin taking up most of his face. Want to hear some caroling, he asks, in sing-song English. I know him now. He belongs to a family settled into the neighborhood by the Quakers last year. Boat people, Vietnamese, I believe. They're refugees. He stopped by at Halloween with his sisters and brothers, and I filled their bags. Hong Duc is his name. He's maybe 8. At Halloween, he looked like a wise man with a bathrobe on and a dish towel around his head. Want to hear some caroling? I nod, envisioning an octet of urchin refugees hiding in the bushes, ready to join their leader in an uplifted song. Sure, where's the choir? I'm it, he says, and he launched forth with an up-tempo chorus of jingle bells at full lung power. This was followed by an equally enthusiastic rendering of what I swear sounded like "Hark the Hairy Angels Sing." And finally, a soft voice, reverential singing of Silent Night. Head back, eyes closed. From the bottom of his heart, he poured out the last strains of Sleep in Heavenly Peace into the gathering night. Wet-eyed, dumbstruck by his performance, I pulled out a $5 bill and dropped that into the paper bag. In return, he produced half a candy cane from his pocket and pressed it solemnly to me. Flashing the $10 grin, he turned and ran from the porch, shouted, "God bless you," and "Trick or treat," and was gone. Who was that masked kid? Hongjuk, the one-man choir, delivering Christmas door to door. I confess that I'm usually a little confused about Christmas. It never has made a lot of sense to me. It's unreal. Ever since I got the word about Santa Claus, I've been a closet cynic at heart. Singing about riding in a one-horse open sleigh is ludicrous. I've never seen one, much less ridden in one. Never roasted chestnuts by an open fire. I wouldn't know how to do that anyway. Wandering wise men raise my suspicions, and shepherds who spend their lives hanging about with sheep are a little strange. Never seen an angel, and my experience with virgins is really limited. The appearance of a newborn king doesn't interest me. I'd just as soon settle for some other politicians. Singing about things I've never seen or done or wanted, dreaming of a white Christmas I've never known. Christmas isn't very real. And yet, I'm too old to believe in it and too young to give up on it, too cynical to get into it, and too needy to stay out of it. Trick or treat. After I shut the door, I come near hysteria, laughter and tears and that funny feeling you get when you know that once again Christmas has come to you. Right down the chimney of my midwinter hovel comes Saint Hong Duk. He's confused about the details, like me, but he's very clear about the spirit of the season. It's an excuse to let go and celebrate, to throw yourself into holiday with all you have, wherever you are. I'm it, says he. Where's Christmas, I ask myself. I'm it, comes the echo. I'm it. Head back, eyes closed, voice raised in whatever song I can muster the courage to sing. God, it is said, once sent a child upon a starry night, that the world might know hope and joy. I'm not sure that I quite believe that, or that I believe in all the baggage heaped upon that story during 2,000 years. But I'm sure that I believe in Hong Duk, the one-man Christmas choir, shouting trick or treat door to door. I don't know who or what sent him, but I know that I am tricked through the whimsical mischief of fate into joining the choir that sings of joy and hope. Through a child, I have been treated to Christmas.
Beautiful. Thank you for sharing that. We had a request to work up a song by Martina Mcbride, and so we did. This is for Peggy. And as always, feel free to sing along if you know the song. I just love to hear your voices. There are no wrong notes, really. It's just jazz, you know? Ready? spend your whole life building something for nothing. One storm can come and blow it all away. Build it anyway. You can chase a dream that seems so out of reach, and you know it might not ever come your way. Dream it anyway. God is great, but sometimes life ain't good. When I pray, it doesn't always turn out like I think it should, but I do it anyway. I do it anyway. This world's gone crazy, and it's hard to believe that tomorrow will be better than today. Believe it anyway. You can love someone with all your heart for all the right reasons. In a moment they can choose to walk away. Love him anyway. God is great, but sometimes life ain't good. When I pray, it doesn't always turn out like I think it should, but I do it anyway. I do it anyway. You can pour your soul out singing a song you believe in, and tomorrow they'll forget you ever sang. Sing it anyway. Yeah, sing it anyway. I sing, I dream, I love, I pray anyway. Yeah, anyway. Anyway.
I guess I get to take my mask off for this, except if I have to. Wait a minute. I might need some help here. Or did I just drop an earring? Thank you. Sure. That's a little close. There we go. Is that better, Gerald? Am I too close? Okay. My goodness, it's a big amount of fuss, isn't it? Hi. Oh gosh. hello to the people online. This is such a blessing today and such an honor to be here with you. It's been a long, rocky 2.5 years. All of our lives have changed a lot since I last saw you. Our world has changed. I've been learning so much during all these changes. How about you? Big time learning going on. A lot more than I want to sometimes. How about those Zoom meetings? I saw something not too long ago that compared a Zoom meeting to a seance. Elizabeth, are you there? Are you there, Elizabeth? We're waiting for you. Oh, gosh. And through it all, learning from our children, learning especially just how resilient we can be, how creative. Learning from Hangduk. Sometimes the details don't really matter. It's the substance and the heart that matters. I spent last year teaching 5th grade on the border in Arizona. So most of my kids were bilingual. Half of the class was Spanish language first. And, you know, many of them had never had a computer before. And most of the year was online learning. Holy cow. That was something. I mean, not only was I trying to learn stuff, but then I was trying to teach them stuff that I was clueless about. In the beginning, we were learning how to use technology. And wow, I had no idea there could be so many programs and apps. And apparently our district thought we should try every one of them. And just when you'd learn something, you know, they'd change it. So you'd get a little note in the e-box that said, "Teachers, we've decided not to use the Mango Math app anymore. So starting next week, please begin using the NASA space program math application." And I'm not even kidding. It really was that ridiculous. At one point, I counted 16 programs that we were navigating, all with different usernames and passwords. Now keep in mind, we're talking elementary kids. Okay, children, please take out your reading packets. Turn to page 33. Page 33. 3-3. I write it in the chat. Hold it up so I can see that you have it. Show me on your cameras. Israel, why isn't your camera on? We read a few sentences together. All of a sudden, "Miss, what page are we on?" Then there's all this noise that suddenly comes over the microphone. "Robert, can you please mute your microphone?" "Robert, your microphone is on." "Robert!" Some relative is singing at the top of their lungs in the background with the radio turned on full blast. And all the kids are now writing in the chat, "Robert, mute your microphone." Okay, in our math now. Stephanie, how do you think we should solve this problem? Stephanie? Stephanie! Oh, well, I guess you can't hear me. Moving on. Damien? Damien says, well, I think if we take the half, and all of a sudden Stephanie pipes up, yes, miss? I'm not kidding. That's how it is. Okay, kids, now remember we're at school. I know it doesn't feel like it when you're lying in your bed in shorts with your legs flailing around in the air, but try to imagine that you are in the classroom and we are all paying attention and being respectful. Meantime, you know, somebody's running by with no clothes on. Now, how about taking out a piece of paper and doing a practice spelling quiz, okay? Let's work on some of these words. So we get through the first words, and then all of a sudden one of the students says, Miss, I have to go. My mom needs me to go to the store with her. You're in school. It's crazy. Meanwhile, the principal sends out a message. We will begin the hybrid model next week. You will have some kids in person and others online. Be ready on Monday. Oh, and the state has sent out the deadlines for the new standardized YPXDF6J tests. So start preparing your classes for that. Oh my goodness. So we decided in our class that we needed a word to focus on. That's the royal we. The word that we learned and practiced all year long was perseverance. By the end of 5th grade, my kids knew the meaning of perseverance. Up and down and inside out. I had one class clown that every time someone would say persevere, he'd say, now that's a severe purse. Because he was trying to remember how to say the word. It takes about an hour of online teaching to get through what would probably take 15 minutes in person. But you're expected to cover the same amount anyway. How many of you are teachers? Let's give a big hand to our teachers. You guys all deserve Purple Hearts. And that's what keeps you going, is your heart. Through all of the craziness, it's the love for your children. The hope that in spite of all of this insanity, that somehow you're creating a connection. Hello? Stephanie, is that you? And while teachers are struggling their hearts out to try to work something meaningful into these external demands, the media is hand-wringing and head-shaking about how lost our children are this year because they're not in person. And yet, at one point during the year, my class and I decided to brainstorm. Hello. It's okay. We're used to this. This is our world now. So we decided to brainstorm things we have learned during the COVID year. And I mean, it took us just a few minutes, and then I had to cut them off. And they came up with this list of things that we've learned. Some of them were academic, you know. In math, I learned how to convert mixed numbers, improper fractions, regular fractions. I learned it too. I don't remember that for, you know. I mean, some of the stuff we learned in school we never use, right? We learned about how the U.S. became a country. We learned about the solar system, that Earth has something called an axis, which means the Earth spins around. We learned the meaning of perseverance. They came up with that. And then, when the Perseverance rover landed on Mars, they were quite sure that it was because of us. The Mars rover collecting samples to bring back. We learned that James Madison wrote the Bill of Rights, and et cetera, et cetera. One of the kids said, we learned breathe in, breathe out. We learned to hope for the best, knowing that things are going to get better. We learned ways to relieve stress, taking a walk in the park, taking time to be outside, fresh air, being patient, think before you act, reach out to people who give you comfort. They came up with that list. We learned ways to stay safe, or as safe as possible during a pandemic. We learned to wash our hands a lot. We learned what a pandemic is. We learned ways to help classmates, like telling them in the chat if they didn't hear something, like helping the teacher explain a concept to kids who aren't understanding, or translating when needed. We learned ways to help our family during the pandemic, like we can offer to clean the house or do some things to lighten their load. We can pay attention to their feelings and ask if we can help in some way. We can remind each other that we will get through this. We will get through this. And we can help the teacher remember to persevere when technology gets frustrating. I had a little boy who that was what he did. I would get so frustrated. It was like, ah! Yeah, those of you on camera, that's what it was like. Ah! And Luis would pipe up, Nis, persevere. The other big thing we learned was gentleness. We need that so much. And yet, sometimes it feels hard to find. To be gentle with ourselves, to be gentle with each other, to go with the flow, whatever comes your way, and to be reminded that, you know what, we're not in control. How many times did I say that in the past? We're not in control. And it's like the universe is out there now saying, do you get it yet? I mean, do you really still think you're in control? Just keep showing up. Sometimes that's all we can ever do. We show up and we do the next right thing, the next loving thing. Like the song. Thank you for that. Do it anyway. Sometimes life doesn't feel so good. And yet, love can help us bring good out of anything. Anything. The lessons I've been learning maybe in some ways aren't new, but I'm definitely learning them on a deeper level. One year and 4 months ago, my world ended. I lost my beloved daughter. I never imagined the capacity of feeling that much pain. I certainly wasn't interested in accepting life on life's terms. This was not what I signed up for. This was not what I prayed for. And yet, the reason that I wanted to be here today was to be here, to show up, to tell you thank you. You have no idea the power of your love. Nobody has the right words, but it doesn't matter. It isn't about words. We haven't been able to hug, which I crave more than anything. Just to be held hasn't been a possibility. But I feel it in here. I feel when you pray love. I want there to be a new book called Pray Love. Just pray love. That's it. In everything we're going through, in everything that comes our way. And let go of judging, let go of blaming, let go of listening to talking heads. They don't know. They think they know, but they don't. I wanted to stand before you today as a living testimony to the fierce power of love. Love in all of its unique and limitless manifestations. Seeing a bird show up in the mesquite, or seeing the mesquite bush be full of birds, or watching clouds of butterflies show up in the desert, or wild poppies just springing up, or the weirdest looking grasshopper I've ever seen in my life. It had blue colors on its wings, and it had red hearts. Well, at least that's what I thought they looked like. I really, truly didn't know how to keep going. I didn't. And yet here I am. I have no answers for myself or for you about anything. All I know is that all that matters is loving with all your heart. It is love that helps us bear the absolutely unbearable. It's love that helps a parent stay awake at night while their child is sick. Some of you remember those days when you were so tired, but you stayed awake anyway. Rumi said that through love, all pain is turned to medicine. And Richard Rohr, I refound this quote. He said, "Love protects us from nothing, even as it unexplainably sustains us in all things." Love protects us from nothing, and yet it unexplainably sustains us in everything. I have so many things that I wanted to share, but obviously there's not time. But I think I've already said the heart of it. I want to close by just sharing a little bit of writing I did. We were born in love. We are sustained by love. We die in love over and over again. And it is love who resurrects us. In love, I have felt my heart shatter into millions of pieces, stripped to what seemed nothing but pain, sorrow, despair, a vast black cave. And yet, there in utter silent emptiness, I am learning the truth of love. There is no place where love is not. Every shard of my broken heart is part of love. And in my seeming wounded soul, I am one with all, and all is love, and love is who I am. I'm learning with so many others who have lost their dearest loved ones how to go on living this life, to be present, to show up, to do the next right thing. I will cry more than ever. I will laugh even louder. I will give my best at times, and I will retreat to my cave at times. In the excruciating fire of loss, I am reduced to a kind of knowing that I have no time for anything other than authentic humanness. And I know that nothing, absolutely nothing, matters more than expressing, sharing, and being love. Blessings. I love you all. Thank you. In the midst of it all, I had a knee replacement a couple months ago. Hey, I'm playing these two songs. Okay. You've got some pretty good ones.
I love your music. Oh, sweet. Which one is first? Our thoughts or prayers? Let's see here. Our thoughts are prayers, and we are always praying. Our thoughts are prayers. Listen to what you're saying. Seek the higher consciousness, a state of peacefulness, and know that God is everywhere. And every thought beautiful. Do we go right into the next one? Go right ahead. Yeah?
She does have a master's in piano performance, just so you know. Way to go, right? Thank you, Cody. That was beautiful. So I heard this Matthew West song 2 weeks ago, and of course I had to work it up because it's an awesome song. One, two. I've heard him say before to live just like you're dying, yeah. Wish I could say that's how I am, but I've been lying, yeah. Lying in my bed at night. One too many times I'm thinking, what if my biggest fear is waking up to what matters is miles away from what I spent my whole life chasing after. Is my story gonna have the same 2 words in every chapter? What if the last I checked this heart inside my chest is still beating? Well, I guess it's not too late. What if today's the only day I got? I don't wanna waste it, it's my last shot. Oh, no regrets. In the end, I wanna know, I got no what ifs. I'm running till the road runs out. I'm lighting it up right here, right now. Oh, no regrets. In the end, I wanna know, I got no what ifs. See, I refuse to be a shoulda, woulda, coulda been. I can't go back in time, I don't have a DeLorean. What I'm trying to say is I don't wanna say these words again. What if the last I checked this heart inside my chest is still beating? Well, I guess it's not too late. What if today's the only day I got? Then I won't waste it if it's my last shot. Oh, no regrets. In the end, I wanna know, I got no what ifs. Running till the road comes out. I'm lighting it up right here, right now. Oh, no regrets. In the end, I wanna know, I got no what ifs. I'm gonna dream a little bigger, burn a little brighter, stand a little taller, closer to your fire, dig a little deeper, and reach a little farther, love a little harder. What if today's the only day I got? I don't wanna waste it, it's my last shot. Oh, no regrets. In the end, I wanna know, I got no what ifs. I'm running till the road runs out. I'm lighting it up right here, right now. Oh, no regrets. In the end, I wanna know, I got no what ifs. Yeah. Na 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 na. I wanna know, I got no what ifs. Na 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 na. I wanna know, I got no what ifs.
We've come to the part of our service where we offer our prosperity blessing. We used to pass the basket, but COVID doesn't allow us to do that. So there are baskets here and here. So if you'd like to drop your offering in there, that would be great. Will you join me in the prosperity blessing, please? Divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you, God. And also join me in the prayer of protection. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Thank you. We'll do we've got a big circle today. So we're circling for the peace song, and you're welcome to hold hands with whoever you came with. And if they're not part of your circle, please don't hold hands. And we'll have at it. Thank you. Thank you, Peggy.
That doesn't work. All right, take two. Yes, there is peace on earth, and yes, it begins with me. Yes, there is peace on earth, a peace that was meant to be. With God as our creator, family all are we. As we walk with each other in perfect harmony. Yes, peace begins with me. Yes, this is the moment now. With every step I take, this is my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Yes, there is peace on earth, and yes, it begins with me. Rare hand.